Kindly watch the video linked in the comments first. It is shared solely for your inner growth. It contains essential guidelines on how to maximize the benefits of the content. Skipping it may waste your time and dilute the true purpose of what follows. Please watch the videos in the recommended sequence only, as watching them out of order may lead to confusion.
Teacher, why do I care so much about what people think of me? One friend ignored my idea, and now my brain's turned into a full-blown courtroom drama, judge, jury, lawyers, even background music. Endless arguments like, I should have said this, and he had no right to say that. The dialogues just keep unfolding like a never-ending soap serial, and I'm the only one getting burned out watching the reruns.
Because, Arav, the ego feeds on approval. It constantly seeks validation to feel secure and worthy. So when someone ignores your idea, it's not just a missed suggestion, it feels like you were dismissed. And thus begins the courtroom drama inside your mind, trying to defend your worth, prove your brilliance, punish the other.
Exactly. My inner judge already sentenced me to overthinking till 3 a.m. And public praise, that stuff hits better than chocolate. So how should I counter this court scenario?
But here's the truth. What people think of you is their story, not yours. Your inner peace is too precious to be auctioned off to passing opinions. Observe the dialogues. Don't engage. Just watch them like clouds drifting through. The less you react, the faster they dissolve.
Okay. Seems implementable. But why do I and people keep judging others and situations?
Because judging gives the mind a sense of control, Arav. When it labels things as good, bad, right, wrong, it feels smarter, safer, superior. It creates an illusion of knowing, and the ego loves to feel like it knows everything.
Okay, seems quite relatable with my attitude.
But here's the twist. Judging distances you from reality. It puts people in boxes, situations into categories, and keeps you trapped in your own mental labels. Instead of judging, try observing. Be curious, not critical. When you observe without labels, you understand more. And understanding softens everything, even the harshest situations.
Teacher, so it seems like judgment is more of a waste than a useful thing.
No, Arav. Remember our earlier talks about survival. Every action comes from the basic need to survive, whether it's avoiding pain or chasing pleasure.
Then please explain how judgment is useful.
Judgment is simply action based on anticipation and prediction. It was one of the most important skills for physical survival, especially in fight-or-flight situations. Without it, most animals, including us, wouldn't have made it this far.
I get that it helped in physical survival, but now it feels like mental judgment just creates confusion. I mean, we can't even see the full picture, our past emotions, reactions, or what really led to a situation on basis of which the others are responding.
Exactly, Arav. That's the shift. Judgment helped us survive physical danger, but now it's misused to survive discomfort. The problem is, we judge not based on clear observation, but on fragments, mostly memory and mood.
And sometimes, not even from my own memory. I judge others based on how I think they're judging me. It's like my brain has hired a panel of imaginary critics working overtime in my head. Meanwhile, my mind's racing at neck-breaking speed just to come up with a perfect comeback, a rhetorical taunt to put them down or win the argument.
Arav, so your mind has opened a 24/7 debate channel where you're the anchor, the panelist, and the audience. But this urge to win the moment, to land the perfect comeback or humiliate the other, that's not strength, my friend. That's the ego in costume, dressed as righteousness, wearing a judge's wig and waving a sword of sarcasm. It can't handle even the tiniest scratch to its image, so it rushes to patch it up, usually by tearing someone else down.
Oh, so perfect. Can completely identify myself with these processes happening inside my mind.
The ego doesn't seek truth or peace. It craves only one thing, to silence others and stand tall on the ruins of an argument, even if it means shattering bonds built over decades, just to prove itself right. By proving self as right, the ego grows in might. By proving others wrong, ego keeps growing ever strong.
Wow, that's undeniably true. It's like my ego had me on a long-term fooling contract, and I never read the fine print.
Great. You finally uncovered the ego's foolproof, fooling trap.
Wait, before we move on to the roadmap for escaping this trap, I have a question. Why does my mind keep circling around negative memories, imaginations, and assumptions about others? Why does it always seem to give top priority to anything negative?
The mind. It's like a gossip-loving news channel, always chasing the most dramatic headline. And guess what grabs the highest TRPs? Negativity. Biologically, our brains evolved to scan for danger. Back in the wild, remembering one bad berry or spotting a grumpy tiger could literally save your life. So the brain started giving VIP treatment to negative information. It's like, alert. This might kill us.
Okay. Go on.
You might see a harmless rope in the bushes 99 times, but on the 100th time, your brain still whispers, snake. Just to be safe. That's how it helped us survive. But today, the snake shows up as a colleague's tone, a friend's text, or a random social media post. And yet, the brain reacts just the same, fight, flight, or full-on overthinking.
Oh. That's happened to me so many times, only to end up looking like the gullible fool in front of my friends.
It puts safety first and starts spinning stories based on old, hardened biases. Since the brain has already decided who's right or wrong, anything that challenges those biases is quickly rejected, and anything that confirms them is treated like a serious threat.
Agree to agree.
So don't blame yourself or beat yourself up for focusing on the negative. Our brains are simply hardwired that way. It's a built-in safety mechanism. But the real skill lies in spotting opportunity within adversity. And that opportunity is always a lesson to break old patterns and grow into a better version of yourself. Every mistake is a chance for a retake, but this time, with experience and wisdom. Even pain and suffering are nature's way of pushing us out of our comfort zones so we can evolve into an efficient version.
So basically, Mother Nature is like that tough gym coach. No hugs, just pain and push-ups. But alright, I get it now. Every time life knocks me down, it's just handing me a retake slip with a side of wisdom. Oh, next time, can I at least get a helmet? Let's wrap up here for today. I'll go apply this first, and next time, teacher, you better teach me how to actually beat this judgment trap.